Well, hello and welcome back, it's me again. So today I'm standing behind the clean engine. So this means that behind the scenes I already cleaned the engine. I used simple methods, brush, silicone remover and microfiber to do it. Now it's about clean. Obviously if I'm going to find some more places to clean during the assembly process, then I will do it. Last time we painted satin black parts and the green parts. Obviously the green parts are not ready. They need to be worked on to get the right design on them, but the satin black parts are ready. Like I cleaned the engine, I have also cleaned the radiator and airbox. So these are also ready for assembly. I've done some painting also, so check it out. So another stop at the prep room. As you can see, I have removed all the maskings from the black parts. So these areas that need to be cleaned from the paint are clean, all the mounting areas and so on. Some places, for example, like this here, it was machined from the factory, but actually this is like the mounting place for the front headlight, and it's like technically not an important part, and it's a little bit visible. That's why I painted this place here also black. All the tube and insides here, everything was masked. Now I removed the maskings from all the parts, and the black parts are ready to be mounted on the bike. Now I'm moving on to the calipers. I'm going to paint the calipers orange. Currently I removed all the pads and stuff that is there, and cleaned the calipers and sanded them. Also masked everything, all the places that need to be masked. And the really important thing about painting the calipers is to drain the brake fluid, because the brake fluid is really nasty thing. It dissolves all the paint immediately, and especially if the paint is fresh. So it has happened to me before that for example, I drained the calipers, but understandably there is some fluid still in the caliper. And for example, if during the painting process or curing process the caliper stays like this, so that this hole where the fluid comes in is facing downwards, then there's possibility that some of the fluid comes out and it damages the fresh paint immediately. That's why it's important to paint the calipers so that this hole is facing upwards. And you can minimize the risk that the fluid comes out and damages the paint. I'm going to use one type of industrial paint, the first coat for the calipers. As they're going orange, then it's orange is always good to be painted on the white undercoat, then the orange is going to be brighter. So I'm using white industrial paint. That gives us two things. First, this undercoat color, white, as we need. And another thing that it gives us is adhesion to the metal, because if I just use regular automotive paint right on top of this metal here, then it won't stick nicely, and all the stone chips and stuff are really easy to come, and you can easily damage the paint. So that we need good adhesion with the metal and white undercoat. So we will achieve this with the one go. So yeah, I think I'll start with painting with these, and let's see how they turn out. So the calipers are white now. This primer layer is cured, and now I'm going to put on the orange, so they will be fully orange. And after the orange is cured, then I will make the Brembo lettering black, and after that clear coat, and then they should be ready.
A few moments later.
So now I'm about to start working on these engine covers, but before that, the calipers are ready. I painted them orange, made the logo black, and gloss clear coated them. So now I just have to remove the maskings and I can assemble the calipers. Now moving on to these, I will sand the parts, then cover the areas that need to stay green, paint them black, satin clear coat them, and ready. So let's start. As these parts have many sharp edges and hollow places, then on the one side I have to make sure that I don't sand through these sharp edges and damage the paint, and on the other hand I have to make sure that I reach all the hollow places to have the adhesion for the next layers. And masking the parts is also quite time-consuming process and requires lots of attention. I have to make sure that I don't cut through these existing layers of paint when I'm cutting the masking tape. So the engine covers are covered now. I will paint them black. After that, I'm going to remove the maskings. If there are some places that need to be repaired, then I will repair them, clear coat them to satin black, and then they're ready.
A few inches later.
So here is the engine cover that is ready now. As you know, this area was covered, the green area, painted black. Obviously, after removing the masking, removing the tape from this area, the surfaces, like the edges, were not perfect. I used my secret method to get them perfectly straight and smooth, and covered the parts with the satin clear coat, and now they look like this. So I'm really satisfied with them, and they are ready to be mounted on the bike. But before actually starting the assembly of the bike, I thought I will introduce you a little bit the parts that I've bought for this project. New brake pads, nothing really special to show here. Brembo brake pads, new rear disc. Well, actually the old one was in good condition, but as it's quite hard part to change afterwards, you have to like dismantle the swing arm. I thought I will put the new one right away. A little bit more Brembo parts. Currently I'm not sure if I can use these master cylinders because there might be some clearance issues with the buttons, but let's see it afterwards. So we have Brembo brake and clutch master cylinders. Here we have CNC Racing clear clutch case and all the parts for the clear clutch. So what do we have here? Oh, here we have new rear lights where we have the blinkers already built inside the rear lights. Then new grips. We're going to change this rubber part and make it Alcantara. At least the plan is to do it. Then from AEM, clutch master cylinder in orange. These brake fluid reservoirs also from AEM. New front indicators from CNC Racing, the small ones. Black rear wheel cone. This is the alternator cover. Rear wheel nuts in black. So much black. So this is rear brake fluid reservoir from AEM. Here we have this fuel tank cap from AEM, black one. Mesh. This is the oil radiator mesh, black one, the original one. Here is interesting part. This is handmade exhaust from Italy. It's stainless steel. That's why I left the header tubes also stainless steel and not painting them black. So this is going to stay like this. I want a little bit accent beside all these black parts. So, and also it's really loud. It throws flames and sparkles and everything. So it's crazy exhaust. So we have special made clutch pressure plate thingy here, made for me from AEM. Here we have like made in Italy, AEM, and our new logo. So it's really special part. Thank you guys. So some small parts, just the gaskets for the exhaust, for example. So this box has OEM parts that were damaged from the bike. Brake lever, foot peg parts, gear selecting lever. Oh, this was the side stand. Well, this thing is Sensore Stampella Laterale side stand sensor. New side stand, new oil filter here, new air filter because the old one is quite nasty. So again, CNC racing clear clutch, pressure plate part, new clutch line, Erlin's rear shock absorber. Can't wait to install it already because I think it will look really good. New buttons because the old one were damaged by the sun. Well, roughly that's it. Well, some small replacement parts like small hoses and stuff. I already changed the fuel hoses that were a little bit damaged. Now it's time to get this frame mounted. Let's go. The engine has been sitting here for a long time, but everything is now cleaned up and ready to be assembled. We start with the swing arm and knock in the swing arm shaft. Now we can install the rear axle bearings, and after changing the rear disc, we can mount the rear axle. As the rear header nuts are really hard to access later, then we have to mount it now. And check how clean the header tube is, it's like a brand new part. In goes the beautiful Erlins, and finally the rear end holds himself up on its own. Mounting the frame can be quite tricky if you don't want to damage the new paint, but all went flawless. Back on goes the cleaned airbox and the brand new air filter. So the frame, airbox and swing arm are back installed on the bike. We were quite productive, but as you can see, it has been like an explosion here. All tools and parts laying around. So now I'm going to clean everything up and we'll continue with this build. But I think that's enough for today. Thank you all for watching. Click like and subscribe if you like the topic, and see you all next time.